the art of sustainability, which is what we are witnessing at the moment. But it's also in connection with another exhibition that will be taking place at Nat House, which is Walk and Wept, which will open on the. Yes. But my old age, I have to take out my glasses every year. Let me look at it properly. 14 to 14 2024. Okay. I know he's playing with me. But okay. This one opens on the 30th of December 2023. That's for the grand opening. But we are here for the preview tonight and the talk itself. Yes. So tonight, okay, I need to go back. So the private viewing is tonight, 7th of October, and the opening is on the 10th and ends on the 31st of December 2023. I got that one. But tonight, we are going to have a conversation, or Korkor is going to moderate a conversation between Kofi and Patrick, which is a collaboration that has resulted in both exhibitions, which is what you see here, and then what will be happening in Korkor as well. What's happened is that over the years, Kofi had been a mentor to Patrick, but then their conversations have taken a different turn where now Kofi is also taking inspiration from the work that Patrick has been making. So tonight we are going to have a conversation between them to unpack that conversation, that collaboration, and the inspiration that has come out of that relationship. But we are also in the able hands of Auntie Korkor. We all know her as Auntie Korkor, who in her own right is an art collector, a culture advocate, and has been a pillar in our art space for a very long time, championing the cause of artists and culture activists over the years. I will leave her to introduce Kofi and Patrick properly, and then we'll break into the conversation for about 40 minutes, and then invite you to join as well. Thank you, and please put your hands together for them.
Good evening and welcome. I'm quite privileged to be sitting between two heavyweights. Oh yes, very much so. Tonight, I'm very privileged. And I'm quite privileged to be having this conversation with them. Now, this is not supposed to be some kind of, as we say in Ghana, kind of chin-chin kind of conversation. It's supposed to be the kind of conversation where anybody can join in. It's like we are all family in the visual arts, and we are having a conversation. So if anybody wants to say anything from the audience, you just have to lift your hand, and you are welcome to join us. Now, we are doing this in 3 parts actually. First, we are getting the 2 artists to introduce themselves, to introduce their journey. Anywhere else, to be an artist is a journey, but here is quite an adventure. And so we'll first ask Patrick, otherwise known as Peter, not quite Peter, it's Patrick. It's an apostle. To introduce his journey, and then we'll ask Kofi also to introduce his journey. After which we are going to get into mentorship. Why mentorship? And how they feel about mentoring and being mentored. And then we get into test child as an art form. and one does textile with cloth form, and the other does textile with the common chaliwote that you see out there, which, if you have not seen what he does with them, will just say it's just chaliwote that you take and buy maybe somewhere, you find it somewhere at the sea. So we'll take Patrick first. Patrick, tell us something about yourself.
Hello. I'm Patrick Tagoe-Turkson. I'm a multidisciplinary. Though you see the flip-flop works on the walls, I do a lot of things. Yes. I was born in 1978 at Winneba in the central region of Ghana. Traditionally, I am much more in connection with my people in terms of the arts. I was brought up as an Asafo, and I learned a lot from my people, especially the black art Asafo culture. And that has been the underpinnings of most of the work I do. It's always a reminder. Yes, so whether you see my sculptures, you see fabric, textile work, you see paintings or drawings, all these have a link with this background. Yes, I was educated or formally educated in KPSC. I studied painting, and I went back. That was 1999. Went back in 2003 for master's, and completed in 2006. Yes, I'm now a teacher, and I still practice my art. I'm much more in nature. I work in connection with a lot of nature art associations and nature artists, which means I work with nature art means working with the natural phenomenon. We work with materials around us, we work with the plants, we work with wind, we work with the air, whatever we deem fit to the expressions that we want to put across is what we do. So that is me. Yes, I do.
Thank you very much. It's really interesting you mentioned that you grew up as Asafo. And I don't know if you all know what Asafo is, but in most of our traditions, there are Asafo. There's Asafo in the Ebe tradition, there's Asafo in the Tree tradition, in the Ghana tradition, there's also Asafo. You might want to maybe tell us a little bit more about how anybody grows up in Asafo. You know, because I can see in your work, I can see Asafo in your work. But had you not said it, I wouldn't have known that you grew up in Asafo.
Yeah. So this group is a traditional militia or military group who formerly in the past or ancient times were much more involved in protecting the local communities. They were acting more like soldiers. They were involved in instrument and instrument of chiefs. When someone gets missing or drowned in the bush or in the sea, they were such parties that goes and retrieve those people. And currently in our modern times, though they have lost most of their positions or their work, let me say, but now most of them are limited to the festivals. When they are celebrating festivals, you see them blowing trumpets and following the chief. They carry the chiefs, they sing and do mascotry, gun salutes and all that. These are what they do now. But formally, that was, as I described, that was what they did. Yes.
How would you describe the impact that this has had on your work?
A lot, because some of the techniques and expressions which you see in my work now are what I learned from them, especially stitching, weaving, and imagery, the kind of imagery that they incorporate in their work. Because that was what I see. The art is is about experience. So what you experience is what you definitely will express, whatever. If you don't know it, you have not had that experience, you cannot do it. You might do it, but you might not be able to do it to the best of you. Because you can be, you won't be yourself. Yeah, so it's that experience that keeps on being exhibited in whatever I do. Yes, so whether staging, whether drawing, whether performing something, these experiences what you will continue.
That's amazing. Thank you very much. We'll come back to Patrick, but we'll go to Kofi. I've known Kofi forever, actually. And Kofi is somebody who can do just anything in the world. Just anything in the world. He can build houses, he can make furniture, he can make clothes. He's a fantastic painter. He's everything. I don't know how he does it. So, Kofi, over to you.
Thank you. My life actually started as a creative person in 1971 when I met my art teacher in secondary school called Mrs. Tagoe-Turkson. A very creative artist from my point of view. These days, I don't think you have teachers like that anymore. He teaches each student in the classroom based on the way you produce your artwork. It's not what you call the wholesale type of class that we learn. I can remember one particular thing that actually made me to know that this is the starting point of my creative life. We were all, in those days, all materials were provided by the government. You go to school, the brushes, professional brushes, color, everything was supplied. And yet, people complained about the materials and everything. Then one day he came to the class and said, you are complaining about the materials, you complain about the brushes, the tools. Let me demonstrate to you what an artist is. So he took the twins, I'm sure all of you here know what twins is, and he poured some water on the floor and he made a wash from the groundwater on the paper. That day, I became an artist. I was right to be an artist. Because he said it is the artist who creates his own tools. I took it literally. You know? I took it literally and started from there that anything that I touch, everything that I touch will be a form of creativity for me. That is the beginning. And he also told me that he found me to be very exceptional in the class and that I should not try to go to the whole center of school, because if I do that, I will lose a lot of my creativity. The best thing I should do is to create my own curriculum and follow it myself. It's a huge task for me, but being my art teacher and I trusted him so much, I took it to heart. So what did I do? Every month, by then I was working on those days, artists, students can go and do partition development. I went to work with Lintas. Lintas is a advertising company by USC. So we traveled from here all the way to Nigeria. Mountain billboards. So that's what I do during my holidays. And I took opportunity to travel this place to know every creative thing that goes in the place. And I know very well that Ghana has got what we call the traditional art form, which is broadcasting, we have casting, broadcasting, we have weaving, we have sacco flags, which is, we have carving, we have clay works. These are traditional forms. And I knew very well that for a country to be able to springboard up, we need to lay the foundation on our traditional art forms. Very important. A lot of people will not believe that because I'm traveling and being up there, It is only when you go there with a different story, your own story, then people look at you differently. Because if you don't do that, then you are the mirror of another person, or you are the shadow of another person. So they will give you that, oh, you are working like this person. Oh, you are the, but if you come from your place and you can show something, then you don't have a clue of who you are. So they will look at you with a new eye. Very important. So when I was traveling those days, between 1971 and 1976, in the sub-region, I traveled in places where I would see rivers, casting. I went all the way to Yoruba land to see the broadcasting there. I went to Benin, where there is a whole village which is for blacksmiths. I love that. One of the things that human beings can do is to work with your hands. Many people will not believe that it works for me. So if it doesn't work for you, that's your problem. It works for me. I will use my hand to create everything. I work with clay, I work with wood, I work with stone, I work with glass, I weld. You just name what it is. I do repose in bronze work, I do casting in aluminium. Not because I want to sell it, but I want to understand myself. The more I get these materials for myself, it makes you understand yourself better because you are dealing with an element that you need to understand. With all these elements, there's only one element that I cannot deal with, which is glass. Because it doesn't flow with my temperament. You can work with glass, you can cast glass, then 2 months' time the glass breaks, and I don't have patience. I'm sorry. So, 2006, I embarked on one journey to find out the art forms of Ghana. From the south all the way to the north, east and west. I did that. Because I have all the time in my life to do that. Because to me, that's where you see you want to get your professorship. That is it for me. I travel every place. I just take a car and drive out of my house. And I stop where I feel tired and try to find out what is going as creativity. So to me, when we talk about art for us, is the highest form of every human endeavor. That's art. This is the definition I will put on art. The highest form of any human endeavor. So you can be an artist, just be a dancer. You can be an artist by being a singer. You can be an artist by being a drummer. So there's no label that you say this is what to do. It is only today that everybody thinks it's an artist because you can take a pen and put on paper and write. I don't believe that. I believe that if you take the highest form, you can sing and you can sing to the best ability, then you are reaching the art forms. If you're a drummer, sing. So I did that. So I discovered what Ghana has. So from the south, I traveled towards the Korkor region, went through the lake, went to Jasikan area, covered that place all the way to the north. From there, went all the way to Wa, came down to the south, and then came back to Accra and went to Axim. I did everything. Just to find out what we as a country has, as a people, so that we can say that this is what we are worth. So that when we are leaving Ghana and want to show to the world, this is what Ghana is. Now, I've traveled almost literally on every street on Ghana, on the roads in Ghana. I've done that 7 times. 7 times, yes. Done that 7 times. Slept in places you can't believe that these places, people drink bad water places, and I have to pass through that to understand what Ghana is. I can say that I'm sure there's no politician in Ghana who has done that one. That I can say that for sure. I've done that. Now, so 2014, but then I was, I'm sure a lot of people know that I'm a co-founder of the Korkor Foundation. and we embark on travel to find out what is the weaving community like in Ghana. So we traveled every weaving community from the Volta region, went to the middle portion there, went to the north from Korkor all the way to Wa, just to find out what is the weaving technique that we have. We found out that it is quite interesting, but most of them all are weaving what we call simple weave. Simple weave is what you do as you weave one straight line like vertically. That is a simple weave. But in the south, in Ashanti region, people do what the double weave and do more intricate designs also. So I found out that then we did at the table, we want to find a town in Ghana where we could build a center for weaving. Because I've traveled also from Ghana to Burkina Faso to Mali, Senegal, Niger. On my own, just to find out what we have in the sub-region for myself. So what I found out that there's a lot of things that we could build upon. Unfortunately, we do not teach these things in our educational system, that this is what we are. When we leave Ghana towards the north, you will see that there's a lot of cotton which is grown in Ghana, and yet we don't do a common thread. We ship everything out of Ghana and buy plastics back into Ghana, which is cotton and polyester mixed together. Now, I'm saying all this because this is the underline of what you are here to see today. Another journey was, okay, if I have that I want to do this thing, I have to find someone who could captivate the ideas that I have, that I need a woman. So I started looking for women all over from the south all the way. But I was able to get to Akwesome, which is one of the weaving capitals of Africa. A young man who, because I know, I can tell whether the man is a good weaver or not, you can just by seeing the way he weaves, because I understand it very well. So I met a man here, this in the room here. I would like to wait I would like to introduce him now. If you can stand up to Manuel, I will leave. He's here with his brother. So I found him and explained to him that this is what I want to do. That I want someone to express himself in the weaving way that not necessarily what they do. Because what I find out that people do not buy the cake anymore. And that's what their specialty is all about. We feel the gold ones. Nobody wants to buy. Surely, how many people in this room they have 2 sets of cake? They don't have it. Now, but they must be able to express and let's find new ways of using the cake. So I made him come. So for 2 years, he's been in my place. For us to think about looking at the work of Patrick to see how we can decode it. This is a very interesting aspect of it. Even though he's a weaver, I can do the decoding and he doesn't even understand it. Because I need to break it down to the barest minimum of understanding for him to be able to understand it. Because I'm an artist man myself. He's a master craftsman. He's not a painter. Yeah. So that is just one aspect of my life. But if I want to talk about myself today, we cannot go home today.
We'll come back to you.
Thank you.
Kofi, you've done very well. I mean, this is a country where really artists are not supported financially to do very much. And I've lived in countries where for each part of the cycle, there's money and there's finance for them. And sometimes you really wonder when you listen to whether not having money to do all this is not a blessing in disguise, because it is not there, and because he is such an artist at art, he has gone and slept in the gutters in order to feel what the gutters are, to be able to paint what the gutter is. I mean, so I want to go back to Patrick, because in spite of everything, these two artists have also exhibited internationally, have gotten international awards, have had collections at international places, right? So I want Patrick to maybe talk a little bit about your work outside, your exhibitions outside, who collects your work.
Hello? Yes, okay. Currently, I have about 3 shows. One will also be, that's on the 14th, going on now. Yeah. With the representation, I have representation all over. In the US, I have one of Rises Gallery, I have Power Gallery. In Germany, I have Article. In Barcelona, Spain, I have OAA. Just a few. So for representation outside, I think it's okay. And I also work a lot, as I said, with nature. So I'm also in connection with a lot of nature art organizations and groups and artists, like Nature Art Biennale, that's formerly known as YATU. That's the brand name for the Korean Nature Art Association. And we are more much into creating from nature. So we have brand residencies, we show artworks that responds to nature and the conditions of our environment through art. And so we also have, within that same group, we have what we call the Global Nomadic Art Project, where we explore cultures and conditions of countries and spaces and cultures, and different cultures, through our expression with materials found within those communities or countries. So that's YATU. So every 2 years, we run residencies in different countries. So if you want to go to France, nature art groups and associations who are ready to receive you to work in a community or a cultural setting. So those are there, and I also teach anyway. As an artist, I also teach at TT, Setordji University, and I also have a nature art group, which is we call it Estate. Yes, and I think I have some of my members here. I have Ray and Binding. So we also work in the beaches. We work with waste, we work with materials we find, usually in the beaches, and sometimes we go to the forest as well. But we seem to have a lot of beaches around us. That's right. So our activities is mostly centered on the beaches. And of course, that's where I also found some of the materials I work with in the studio.
Patrick, let me interrupt you a little bit. As to, you were talking about the beaches, you told an interesting story about where you get your Chaliwoti. Maybe you want to share that with us?
Yeah. Currently, most of the Chaliwoti is from Choco and how do you call it? What's the name? These beaches around the Tabadi, Jamestown, Choco, and it's amazing the kind of the quantity or quantum of flip-flops you can collect from a dimension of 200 meters within maybe 2 hours. It's too much. Sometimes, because Setordji now, most of the beaches are now filled with stones in the hope of protecting the beaches by governments. But you realize that the aftermath effect, which is now happening now, is that most of the garbage are trapped in the sea. Now they can't come for some of us to collect. And that's what affecting the aquatic habitat because fishes and animals in the sea eat these things, and that's what is happening. So most from Takoradi all the way to central region, and I think in some areas here they have this is what we call the sea defense, which I don't some of the places they don't need it, but they still defend it. So that is what is happening. So now currently most of the materials, flip-flops are from Accra. Yes. So within this year I have almost more than 6 months to deal with. Yes. Yeah, from here, from Choco alone. I think Choco alone, 6 months.
What is your leg? Is it holding the flip-flops? Because you're talking about
There are,
other things.
yes.
What other things?
There are plastics. Especially, I think the plastics are more than even, they are talking about plastic bottles, are more than the flip-flops. Yes, but I think I'm more drawn to the flip-flop because of the color and because of what I also talked about. The material has some resonance to my calling. So I seem to be attracted to that material. But there are more plastics, bottles than flip-flops. Yes.
Let's talk a bit about mentorship. And I know that you have been a mentor to Patrick, and Patrick have been your mentee. How did you find Patrick first? How did you decide to become his mentor? And what do you do with him? What is a mentor actually? What is a mentor?
It's just like a form of apprenticeship from a knowledge base when that the person does not have the knowledge that is following. And if you like the person, you call the person and say, when you do classes or like that, just that. And then when you get the response back, and the person says that, oh, but you don't just tell them I want to mentor you. Don't do that. You just say that, oh, this thing you are doing, have you thought of doing it this way? Just that. Because you passed that road a long time ago, and you want to give it up. One of the things that feeds my imagination about what life is all about is you go to school, you learn a lot of things, and then one day you drop and die. And then all these stupid things you learn to stay on your head, and you die with it. So, but you share, why don't you just share with someone? But what you do is you just nicely, try to tell the person that I want to give you this idea, but if you want to ask more questions, I can open it out. So that's what I did. So I was the artistic director for the Booking Foundation, and then we showed his work, and I told him that, have you thought of this thing that you can actually reweave this thing, even though you took your interest from the painting club? Now I want to weave it back with you. So he said, wow, this is a wonderful idea. And that is it. And then from there. So we back and forth on different levels. It's like a son to me, it's like a friend to me, it's an artistic friend to me. So many we are on different levels. So I keep advice on we share common thing. He's trying to do something, he calls me and says, oh, I'm thinking I want to do this, what do you think? Just that. It's like a friendship at the same time, but it's a very serious thing because it's to do with a livelihood and a career for a person. So it does not just one way, but both ways. So it goes both ways. He can testify to you what I've done for you, but I would not like to say it. There are a lot of things that you want to do, but because they have not passed that road before, they think that they've seen it all. But they say, don't do it that way. But if you do it this way, you save so much by doing it. And he is one of the artists that I've talked to and will be very close. The moment he stays in my house, whenever he comes to Accra, we're very good friends. We share a lot of things together. I don't be doing one together. I love that because I want people to visit me every time I do one. So
That's really interesting, and how would I say it? I'm in awe, because it's not anybody who can be a mentee. Now, tell me, is any of you here a mentee? Any of you here a mentee? Yes. Great. Let's find out what it feels like to be a mentee to a giant like Kofi Setordji.
Yeah, it's more of being humble. It's not easy because you have your direction where you want to go, and sometimes you feel, oh, I'm better off, I can go my own way without. But it doesn't work that way. In this world, you see, Mr. Amarteifio said something just right now. He was my teacher. Yes. That's Mr. Amarteifio.
Can you
Yes,
get up to level? Applaud him for that. Thank you.
He said, sometimes people listen to you, but when you grow, the same people that listen to you need to listen to them. Yeah. So he's here to listen to me. Yeah. So to be under someone, to learn under someone, it demands a lot of humility, because you can't do that. Because sometimes the exposure and certain opportunities that comes your way, you might try to compare yourself to your mentor, and you might think you don't need anything from him. In can you say, opinion only if you are working for. Yes.
What's about you? Elbow.
Yes.
Okay, so an elder, if he doesn't have anything at all, he has an elbow. Yeah. All right.
Okay. So it demands a lot of humility. Yes, when Kofi expressed, I think way back about 7 years ago, that is at the booking, when we began to think about this idea of working and decoding some of the flip-up designs into fabric. And look at the period from 2015 up to now. It demands, or a lot of things come into play to sustain that relationship. Because a lot of things might also come on your way. Opportunities, sway and baits from others, and suggestions from other sources. That's one thing that also kills. Because you might also have exposure, or that kills a lot of relationship with our youth. Because they move with someone, they get to a point, another person tries to come in because they think you have a potential. Or probably they also have something that they have something or an idea, or they have a mindset coming close to you. They think they have something they can tap on to also push them. They are definitely not coming because of, but they come with their own thought. Yes. So those are the things that mentees should be looking out for when they have someone who is going to share all their heart, all that they have with. We should just look out for those things.
Thank you
But
very
if you
much.
want to sustain that relationship, definitely they will come in.
Thank you. Now, there's different kinds of mentors or mentorship, and Kofi, like I told you, he's done everything. He does everything. There's mentoring a community as well. And one of the things that you've been doing is mentoring the community in the north, from which a lot of this have come about. So before we get into the last part, which is about textile, I'd like you to talk a little bit about your work in the north in the textile industry.
yes, when we were traveling the whole country, one struck us because there is no single street in one that does not have a weave. Incredible place in there, and yet it is not in our tourist attraction place. there is no corner, a split corner that has not happened. So I propose that we go to the tourist board to declare Wa as a weaving town, so that you can go there every day. But I will tell you a little small history about why it became so. The Roman Catholics did a lot in the north. They had a school in Danton, where they designed a loom, which is not the normal loom that we have here, which is about 5 to 6 inches. It is 24 inches wide, which is the front loom, but makes only simple, which is like I can carry the strips. So we decided to buy 100 plots of land, build a center in the north to create a center for knowledge about weaving. But then my goal was to bring the sub-region to Ghana, from Mali, Senegal, because we also do a lot of fabric work. And during my travel, what I noticed is that Mali still lives as if they are 500 years back. They have all this knowledge about plant dyes and so many, and they have people who actually practice it. You have a child 4 years old, you go and dump your child there, and he grows up in this school where you learn everything about textile. Incredible people. It's an educational system that. So, and I met a young man who dies this. The man from have like what Korkor is having there. It's just clay. The black you are seeing there, just a common clay. And then the color in the middle there is a tanning from a plant which is the model. And then you just paint the clay, just the clay on it, and then it becomes black. Less than 1 minute is there. That's why they call it mad cloth. And I've seen it. And this guy went through this course and knows everything about it. So I brought him to Ghana, took it to the north, to go and map out all the plants that they use to make this. Look, this thing I'm talking about, I just have the love for it. I don't see why we are so rich and yet so poor. Because every plant that is used in Mali is in Ghana, in the north side. Every plant from Techiman going to the north. All the plants are there. And we don't know it because it's lost. We used to have it, but it's lost. So I brought this guy, came and mapped all these ones out. But the thing is, people are not interested in using these techniques here. People want to do very fast and beautiful and bright colors, but this works on only cotton. It is, yes, only cotton. And in Ghana, even though we produce cotton in Ghana, we ship everything out. We don't even turn it into the thread or yarns. So we lost the chance of producing it. So if you put it on anything with polyester in it, you will not work. We used to have Japan textiles, which actually changes the cotton wool into thread, but we sold it out and can't use it. So these are the things that breaks your back after you've done the travel and all that. You just want common material. You can't do it. Now, I collect materials every time because that's where I save my money. I don't believe in putting the money in the bank and put it in materials. Because it stays, the value of the money stays there. So I've collected a lot of cotton, but looking for a weaver until I met Emmanuel. So now we are weaving this thing, and that's where we are. And today, and even what Korkor is sitting on there is, yeah, you can see the picture, they will see. This is one of the cloth, and that's the design of Patrick Tagoe-Turkson. And then we were able to weave that one from there.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, the intention today is not just for you to hear what the front has to say. The intention is also to hear from you. If you have any questions, if you have any observations, one of the things is like, we have this fantastic artist here. How do we make sure that the community also benefits or the community sees what you, can you take just 5 minutes? I know you are wanting us to get going because this is so interesting. I don't know when we are going to stop this, but I want to find out how are we going to do this that the community can see your work. You know, because right now in the communities, people say, that's so expensive, oh, this not for me, and all that. How do we do it so that the community can also have the pleasure of experiencing your work?
Yeah. Community mentorship. I have a whole community of leaders from the north who are working, taught them what standardization is all about, color, thickness, because I told them that look, you can't create the fabric created enough. So Accra is hot, we all know that. I've told someone today that I think I've got some lips here because it's hot. I live in Mambo, it's cold, but when we descend to Medina, you are dead. So they cannot create fabrics which are that thick. So I've worked on them so some of them are wonderful, they can do anything because they are hungry for knowledge. They just want someone to give them the time. I'm not interested to give the knowledge because I want to collect money. I told you before that I don't want to die with that knowledge in my head. That's what is pushing me ahead, you know, because I want to share this knowledge before when they are jumping down. So the idea of them weaving is I can link anyone here to the multiple of people that I work with every day. For example, what you are sitting here on was woven in the fabric or the chair was woven in Nandori. I designed it, sent it to the person on WhatsApp. The person asked me what dimensions and everything. The person chose the colors of the thing, and I look at it and say yes. And the person goes. And all I did is go to OA and correct it. Just that. You know. And I do this one not because I want to put something on it. I just want the person to continue working. To me, that's what it is.
Patrick, you want to say something? About the community and yourself?
Yes, I think one. Hello. Yeah. One of the major problems we are facing now is the contemporary trend. You see, we have a lot, but even artists who are coming up always want to follow the trend. The trend probably because of money. And art is not all about money. You have something, you should have something to hold on. You should have a spirit to lead you. Because money is very strong. The power of money is very strong. And I say this because coming up, I told you about my connection with Black art culture. And we have systems. We have philosophy that guides the creation of the art. The art is meant for everybody to enjoy. It's meant for the society. It's meant for the community. So why do you create and keep it because a gallery or a curator says, preserve this for me. We are going to show you. So, the spirit of the artist, or the spirit that you should have a spirit that guides you, that propels what you do. Other than that, we will not have this opportunity of letting our community experience the art we create. Before then, before showing people in galleries, I exhibit in open spaces. I sometimes carry my work, go to Cape Coast, travel all the way to the west. We could do one day exhibition in an open space, in the local market, at the beach with the fishermen, everybody, they ask questions, they participate, and that is the joy of it. But as you grow, the dictates or the noise, I would say noise, from the outside might be, we try to push. And that is what is bringing down our influence on the growth of the art. Yes. So another thing is, as Kofi said, the elders like Kofi and people who have real good experience in our traditional art practice are also feeling that because we are not teaching the younger generation how it is done or it was done. And so that knowledge, indigenous knowledge, is getting lost. So one major thing that fooled me is the idea or the word sustainability. It's not sustaining just nature by collecting and recycling this material, but we are sustaining also culture. We are sustaining our practices, like talk about healing. How do you transition or translate what formerly or the past weavers or the ideas of the past into current trends so people can appreciate or people can still continue to love what we do? That is the challenge. And for us to do, we have to take what belongs to the past, synthesize with the current, then push it and create a transitional form of art that will be embraced by all, not only in Ghana, but our collective good. That is what we have to look out for. If we really want to grow, then we have to think about that. Yes, the idea of sustainability, not only with the materials like sustainable art, collecting materials and recycling, but how do we also link up to our cultural practices like the arts? How do we sustain our art forms through what we do as artists?
Okay, thank you. Say something.
Yeah, I would like to quickly add something. I've moved from my grant to my home, and every place that I go, I do what I am, not what I do, what I am. Because I strongly believe that if you live in a society, you must call yourself a successful person. What you should look for is that do the people in the immediate environment, like where you live, the 5 houses across, know who you are or benefit from what you are. If nobody knows what you are, cannot benefit from what you are not successful. Today, money is one big thing that is making somebody call successful. Wait till another 15 minutes, and that is not. Now, I would like to add quickly and talk. Let's look at the mango tree. The mango tree gives us mango. The mango tree does not eat the mango. Such is the artist also. What we produce, we don't eat it. We make it for other people to benefit from it. It is very important to see ourselves like not as celebrities, but as the people who to the society we live.
Alright, now it's your turn. So, yeah, I see. You have the microphone. Okay. So now it's your turn. I mean, anything you want to say, don't be shy. They are giants here, but they are very gentle. We have 2 microphones. All right. Should we call somebody to talk, or you want to talk about laundry?
Hello. I just want to say a big thank you to Kofi Setordji, who is also my mentor, and I'm so excited for what he's doing for Ghanaian artists and helping all of us to grow and mature. And I mean, to meet somebody who is so selfless and ready to share all his so many years of experience to us is so much of a blessing. So thank you, Kofi. Thank you. We love you with all our heart.
You may want to introduce yourself as well.
My name is Edward Okusu, and I'm also an artist, and yeah, Kofi is my mentor.
Oh, wow. That's good. I think there's somebody here in the front, the ladies, or you just, okay. There you go.
Hello, my name is Venus. I heard you speak about the cults, you mentioned cults, in terms of the blood cult. Is it only men that are privy to learning the skills or transfer of knowledge, or are women privy?
So, when you go to Mali, those people who actually do the tie and dye are women. Those people who do the mud club are men. And but when we have the what do you call it? The society, the government, and it's the mixture of the two. But traditionally, it is only women who do the tie and dye with the indigo. They are women. But the people who do the mud clubs are men.
Why?
I don't ask questions like that. I don't treat them like that. I'm not interested in the gender thing, personally. I go there because I think society has its own will. For example, in the south, in Ghana, women do not win. But if you go to the north, women are the ones who win. I won't ask them why. But I tried one day to ask. They told me that this is quite interesting because the way the women wear the dress for the south is, the cabacron. You put a wrap around it, and if you see people who in the south, they go very low and they may expose their thighs to the public. So in the south here, women do not do. Like it's not natural for women to wear shorts under their one single top at the time. So that's fine. So I think that these are interesting arguments. But I may not mean that this is the true thing, but I think that it works.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think you want to say okay. So, there.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Luis. My question is, where such things are pretty amazingly done in the country, where is there a line to draw? Sorry. Francis from the French Caribbean. I wanted to know, where is there a line to draw where techniques are traditionally maintained? Is it a good thing to open them to the world, to people's board, to receive people in master classes or whatever? To say, is there a risk for traditional techniques, things, secrets, to be stored because you go outside? Should they be kept like secret, or should they be shared with the world? What is good or right?
Okay. I would like to go on this one. Whatever I have learned in my life was 2 books. Some crazy person decided to write this book and put all this knowledge in it. I believe that knowledge is supposed for everybody and we should share it. Other than that, I would never know what I know now. Now, I would like to mention a little bit that I am not a product of an university or any higher education. I'm self-taught and I've learned all from books.
Oh, I'm allergic to Michael, so I think everyone will get it. You just said something, Mr. Kofi. Please, have you ever nurtured the idea of opening a school
whereby all this knowledge that you have, can be taught. Even after you pass, you know that you have people behind you. Because what happens is people have a lot of ideas, and whoever wants that idea will get it by getting closer to you. But if the person is not closer to you, let me tell you, a lot of people say that you are difficult. I'm saying the truth. And then I tell them that I can take my telephone at any moment of the day and call Kofi Setordji, because I know who he is. I know how to relate to him. But they don't know how to relate to him. That's why it is like that. But those people, they admire you, but they can't get closer to you to get your knowledge. How do they get it?
It's very simple. It's not something discipline. Without discipline, you will not go anywhere. Most people who say that I'm difficult, yes, I am difficult. My time is my time. You don't mess up with my time. You can't. Sometimes I give a little leeway a little bit sometimes. But most of the time, it's discipline. You must know what time is. The value of time, for me, is very important. We are all sitting here today because we started this program at a particular time and we end up. It's all the value of time. And if you get people who come to you, you are sleeping, they want something from you because they think that they can get it from you, it's not my style. And I'm interested in bringing people up or giving my knowledge who will multiply my knowledge. So I think, forget about the school aspect of it. Once you are one of them, those who have come from me will always share the little they've learned from me, and it will go far. And this is the way I look at it. I'm not interested in doing the wholesale type of school anymore. I'm past that level now.
But you do residencies though.
I do workshop. Yes, I would like to quickly add here that whatever, for example, this workshop that I'm doing, I'm living in my home, and I am working with children who are living single mother and single father home, from Mampo all the way to Kitasi, 70 children in all, every Saturday. Take car, food, material for them to be able to, so they can trickle down to the base, so that they will grow up to value what we are doing now. So those of you who come next week, you see the type of work they've done. They've worked for 4 months. You will be amazed how these children are artistically inclined, and yet if it is not this opportunity, you will not see.
I've forgotten to introduce myself. I'm Ray Agbo, Timalian. Although Friday born, I'm a sculptor. Actually, an artist. I stay in Canada. So come to Canada, you will see a lot of
We have an army. 2 more questions here. Please introduce yourself.
Sure. Good evening, everyone. My name is Elsie Emilia Pitchman, and I'm a photographer and also a researcher. And just like him, I am from Tanzania as well. Congratulations, Uncle Kofi, and also Patrick, aka Peter. If I may continue your proverb you spoke of earlier, I think the proverbial elbow from the elder is to nudge young people in the right direction, and they'll use it to, if they don't have anything at all, they'll use it to choke you, to straighten you up as a mentee. And that said, I am happy you mentioned that bit on humility as an artist and also a mentee. Can you speak a bit on how you reconcile that bit of you're opinionated, you're an artist, but you need to take feedback from a mentor, but a mentor such as Kofi Setordji, as we have all heard, and know him to be a difficult person, but also a very disciplined person. My second question is the last bit of your statement, which goes on about the tension between the ordinary and also the extraordinary. Maybe you want to speak a bit about that dynamic and, through your art process or processing, what you discovered, through that. I don't have a question for Uncle Kofi, but I just wanted to mention that I appreciated how he spoke about how the media he uses have shown him who he is and the kind of art that he does have told him the kind of person that he is. For example, mentioning that glass shows him that he doesn't have any patience. Personally, for me, I think it means a lot. So if you can speak a bit on these, I'll be very grateful. Thank you.
So the first one is concern humility, right?
Yes.
Yes. So, in every field, for you to grow, that should be one important, let me say, not quality, okay, a trait, yes, that you should have. Because Kofi, for instance, have been there. He has had almost all the experience. He has seen some of the things I have not seen. Are you getting it? So, if I lack any idea or direction, I can consult. And as I mentioned earlier, you get to a point where you might think, because you are having or getting a lot of what? Hype. You are better off than whoever is mentoring you. But as I said in my project improvement, even if the elderly doesn't have anything, they have that. And about yourself, so about then into me, the beard, and came to me for the eyebrow. So their experience will prevent you from putting yourself in certain situations that you have already experienced. And for them to impact on you, if you are not humble, you will never get it. They will rather give it to somebody else who is ready to take it. And I think that is the reason why you might not even want to open a school. Because you need people who have the heart to receive whatever you want to give them, who want to take the baton. And for you to get those people, they should have that quality. So that is it. Yeah.
So as interesting as this is, we'll probably take the very last question, and we'll call it a day. So please.
Good evening. Good evening. I don't respond to this.
Oh, good evening. You will introduce yourself, please.
My name is Roland. This kind of stuff you see, it has come a long way. Somebody started from the phone and go to the tower. And somebody picked it up there. I remember when a lady just got up and started building Charlotte. And it went all over. And then other people started copying. Let me tell you, these things, you don't copy. You are born with it. And those who started, their children did not continue from where their fathers left. So we die. When you go to university, some people are fortunate to document some of the things. So those who want to copy can come and continue. But the dangerous ones who do these things are not the university type. Do you get what I'm saying? It's in there. God put it there. You tap it from inside. Otherwise, look, we've all gone to the beaches to see Charlotte. How many people stood there and said that I can catch Charlotte and things like this? Meanwhile, somebody who started from a point and then got to a point, and then somebody continued and got to Charlotte. Now everybody's child wants to be a medical doctor, and they can't even afford dialysis. So, look, let's instill in people that it's a calling. It's like a pastoral work. If you're not called, you can't do it. So you are talking about mentorship. You can only mentor somebody who has this thing inside. You you get what I'm saying? Yes. So the dangerous people, those who do creative stuff, when you look at book of art, when you look at the kind of things that people create, they create them out of nothing. We've read about artists who just got up. I was reading a book about an Italian artist who was renowned and wanted to learn how to draw the dew on a leaf. So he goes to pick another artist back, follow him from distance, from one point to the other, just to learn how to design a dew or paint a dew on a leaf. I interacted with Mr. Kofi yesterday. My friend was very busy, his eyes were not clear, so we could see anybody. And just for 35 minutes of interaction, I realized that this man is a whole punk, who has not even used up himself. So if we pick him up and leave him in Mali, we can still make money. And I don't want to hear anybody talking about art is just something you don't need money to do. There's something like that. You need the money. In the olden days, it wasn't like that. Now, you need the money. So let's encourage him that if you have a son, if you are created to do this, get one of your children to pick up and continue. And then we work in isolation, work with architects, work with the nation, get an association to pump it. When a system is ruled by what we call lawyers, so when you go and stand in front of a lawyer and they say, oh, yesterday I was telling them, go and sell this thing to Kotumbo, as I think you buy it. And you buy it. You go out meaning. So get an institution that will push boundaries so that when you get an architect to design a public building, you tell, okay, let's put this thing there. Let's put that one there. This one was done by this. It'd be an inspiration for the youth who are now coming up, who love to be in this life. But there's no inspiration. Everybody's selling his painting on his own and making his own money. You can't go and knock on anybody's door and say, no, I'm coming to look at Kofi Setordji's work for him to open his door. It has to be in public buildings and other places, hospitals and stuff like that. Somebody may see this thing who is sick, may look at it now, and some of the colors will serve as healing to the person. We don't understand all these things. It's a spiritual work. It's not something you want to copy. So that's all I want to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I want to do so.
1 second, please. Sorry, I'm Nicole, but if you could keep briefly to my second question.
You lost track, but you wanted to say something.
Yeah, in connection with what our dear Mr. Roland said. You see, one problem with us is also our educational system. You see, for you to be who you are, you should really have something with you. The educational system is there to harness whatever you have within. But we have a system where most parents want their children to take a particular direction, which we have no idea. It's something that is not within. It's like they're taking a pyramid from Egypt and planting it in a museum in the US. It doesn't belong. So the child struggles. And that's the experience we are having as teachers. I'm an art teacher. So we find out that there are a lot of students who are there to become artists, but they don't have that spirit. So you keep on winding, and still the machine doesn't start. That's the problem we are having. So if we can really know the directions or the talent that our children have, and we can really guide them, they will become who they really are meant to be. So we should also look at that. Yes, there should be something there for the teacher to just harness. We shouldn't bother the teachers. We make them suffer. And at the end of the day, the students also become victims of their own. Yeah. So
I have to say, well, we do need to end this at some point. Every good thing comes to an end. So I want to thank Kofi Setordji, the mentor, the giant, the everything, for being with us today. I want to thank Patrick, and I want to thank you for being here. And most of all, we want to thank the people who run this gallery, because in order for the artists to advance, we need a gallery. And it's not just a house where people come and dump paintings, but it's the house that also promotes our visual art. So please give them a round of applause. Show them your appreciation. I'd like to do housekeeping. We are out of here, and you still have some drinks, network, and then go whenever you feel like it. You can also.
And I also want us to thank Auntie Korkor for moderating. So to do it properly, this exhibition opens, a preview officially opens today. So after we park the chairs, the artists are here, you can interact with them and also go around and see. On the 10th of October is the official opening, and then the 14th is the opening at Mount Paul. So please also make it a point to journey out on the mountain to go and see the work that has been done in collaboration with Kofi and the community, as well as the inspiration from Patrick, also being a speaker. So please, thank you also very much for giving us your evening, and please look out for the next event that will be coming up under the Art Voices with La Gallery. Thank you so much.
What's her name? You know who I'm trying to...
I don't know who. I know you. I actually have you, but Renee you don't have the eyes, but I tell people it's a nipple. That's a nipple.
Which one? Which one do you have?
You have to the eyes, primarily the eyes. And the way I arrange like a nipple. So I tell people it's a nipple. That's my he did not agree.